Welcome back to the ancient history of pirates, how it all started. Today is our journey into the ancient world of the Far East pirates, from the coastal regions of China to the islands of Southeast Asia. These seafaring outlaws left a lasting impact on history. This is another salty tale from the pirate stories of the golden age of pirates. We'll dive into their beginnings, tactics of attack, weapons, and their notorious figures who ruled the seas. The Far East pirates emerged in ancient times, driven by a variety of factors such as political unrest, economic struggles, and the territorial disputes. They were predominantly found along the coasts of China, Japan, Korea, the Southeast Asian archipelagos. Political instability and power struggles. Ancient East Asia witnessed periods of political upheaval and power struggles, especially during the transitions between dynasties or periods of weak central authority. During each time, the regions were left vulnerable to the lawlessness, and the pirates took advantage of the chaos to establish their strongholds and launch attacks on coastal communities and trade routes. Corruption and ineffective governments. Some regions in the ancient Asian experienced corruption within the government and in factions of law enforcements. This allowed pirate activities to thrive, as corruption officials turned a blind eye or even colluded with the pirates for personal gain. Economic hardship and social disparities. Economic struggles, poverty, and social inequities were prevalent in ancient societies. Many people, especially those from marginalized or impoverished backgrounds, saw piracy as a means to escape poverty or improve their livelihoods. Disrupted livelihoods for some, pirates became a way to retaliate against oppressive rulers or exploiters who disrupted traditional livelihoods such as fishing and agriculture. Pirates offered an alternative means of survival and resistance against exploitative systems. The decline of traditional trades, such as farming and artisanal crafts, due to political or economic changes, pushed some individuals into piracy as an alternative source of income. Wars and invasions in the region often led to the displacement of communities also, leaving people with limited options for survival. Some turned to piracy as a way to sustain themselves in times of conflict and upheaval. Opportunities for profit. The rich trade routes in the Far East attracted many pirates who sought to profit for attacking merchant ships carrying valuable goods such as silk, spices, precious metals, and other luxury items. Pirates provided an escape for those who sought to break free from the oppressive society structures or escape from oppressive rulers. Joining a pirate crew allowed individuals to live outside the constraints of social norms. Piracy as a career path. In some instances, piracy became a viable career path, especially for skilled sailors and warriors who saw it as an opportunity to gain wealth, power, and renown. The combination of political unrest, economic struggles, and societal disparities provide fertile ground for piracy to flourish in the ancient Far East. Pirates took advantage of these conditions to build formidable pirate consortias, form alliances, and establish pirate havens. contributing to their enduring influence on maritime history and the social fabric of the region. Well-known pirates of the region, Woku in Chinese and Weiku in Japanese, were often seafaring communities that turned to piracy as means of survival or resistance against oppressive regimes. Far East pirates employed a range of tactics, strike fear into the hearts of their victims, and maximize their plundering capabilities. One of their favorite tactics was the hit and run strategy. They would swiftly approach the targets, launch a surprise attack, and retreat before reinforcements arrived. This allowed them to evade capture and continue their piracy with impunity. The junk, a large and sturdy vessel with multiple masts and sails, was ideal for long-distance voyages and enabled pirates to carry substantial loot. The sampan, a smaller vessel, provided agility and versatility, allowing pirates to navigate through narrow channels and shallow waters. Notable figures emerged in the annals of Far East piracy. One of the figures was Qing Yi Sao, the famous pirate queen of the South China Sea. Qin Yi Sao commanded a formidable fleet and ruled over hundreds of pirate ships. She established a code of conduct for her crews and negotiated alliances with local communities, amassing great wealth and power. If you like, you can watch my full video on her in the caption above. Lim Hong, Lin Feng. Lin Feng was a notorious Chinese pirate who terrorized the coastal regions of Southeast Asia. In the late 16th century, he led a massive fleet of pirates and renegades, including Chinese, Spanish, and Portuguese sailors. Lim Hong famously attempted to establish his own pirate kingdom in the Luzon, Philippines, but his ambitions were thwarted by a coalition of Spanish and local forces. Wang Qi. Wang Zi was a powerful pirate leader during the 16th century Ming dynasty in China. He led a fleet of pirate ships preying on merchant vessels and coastal settlements. Wang Ji was known for his daring raids, strategic prowess, and the ability to evade capture by the Imperial Navy. His piracy activities posed a significant challenge to the Ming government efforts to maintain control over coastal regions. Chung Pao Tis was a Chinese pirate, active during the early 19th century in the South China Sea, originally a fisherman. He was captured by the notorious pirate Qing Yi and later became one of the most trusted lieutenants. After Qing Yi's death, Qing Pao Tsai assumed control of the fleet, expanding its influence and power. He eventually accepted a government pardon and retired, becoming a successful businessman and well-respected member of society. The Waco Pirates were a collective term for Japanese pirates who operated during the 13th to the 17th centuries. These pirates launched raids along the coasts of China and Korea, causing havoc and fear among coastal communities. Their activities led to numerous conflicts between Japan, China, and Korea, as each nation sought to suppress the piracy. These notorious figures were just a few among many who ruled the ancient Asian seas during their respective eras. Their stories of daring exploits, strategic brilliance, and legendary feats continue to captivate history and inspire tales of piracy in the region. The Far East pirates left a lasting impact on maritime history. Their activities disrupted sea trade routes, challenged imperial powers, and influenced naval strategies in the region. Their exploits prompted nations to strengthen their navies, fortify coastal defenses, and establish anti-piracy measures to safeguard their territories and maritime interests. Distribution of trade and commerce. Far East pirates posed a constant threat to merchant ships and coastal communities, disturbing trade and commerce along the vital sea routes. Their raids and plundering activities not only caused economic losses, but also forced nations to rethink their maritime trade strategies and invest in stronger naval protection. In the response to the rising pirate threat, naval powers in the East Asian and beyond had to develop more sophisticated naval tactics and strategies to develop of agile and well-armed naval vessels became essential to the combat of the pirates' efficiency. This emphasized our naval strength and strategy left a lasting impact on how maritime powers approached naval warfare. Establishment of pirates' havens. Pirates often operated from hidden coastal enclaves known as pirate havens, where they would safely harbor their ships, regroup, and plan their next attacks. The existence of these havens led to increased coastal defense measures by governments and even diplomatic negotiations to suppress piracy. Some pirate leaders, such as Chang Pao Tse and Cheng Shi, formed powerful pirate consortias that commanded vast fleets and territories. These consortias posed significant challenge to traditional Navy powers, sometimes rivaling the military might of small nations. Their influence and wealth garnered attention from governments and affected the dynamics of power in the region. Impact on regional conflicts. The activities of Far East pirates often intertwined with border regional conflicts. Pirates, sometimes allied with certain nations against their acting as privateers or mercenaries, further complicating diplomatic relations and territorial disputes, shaping the perception of piracy. The tales of Far East pirates became part of a local folklore and legend, shaping the perception of piracy in East Asia cultures. These stories influenced how pirates were portrayed in literature, theater, and popular culture, perpetuating their notoriety and adding to their lasting impact on maritime history, culture, and social legacy. Pirates also had a social and cultural impact on the regions they operated in. Some pirates, like the Waco pirates of Japan, were revered as heroes by their communities, reflecting complex social dynamics during their time. Government policies and law enforcement. The persistence of piracy in the Far East waters led governments to enact stringent anti-piracy laws, improve law enforcement measures to counter the threat. These policies often included the establishment of coastal defense systems, patrols, and legal consequences for piracy overall, the Far East pirates left a complex and multifaceted impact on maritime history, influencing trade, naval tactics, regional conflicts, cultural perceptions, and government policies. Their legacy continues to be a subject of fascination and study, highlighting the enduring significance of piracy in the history of Asian maritime activities. The stories of these ancient pirates of the Far East is one of adventure, conflict, and resilience. They navigated treacherous seas, mastered tactical strategies, and became legendary figures in their own right. Ancient Far Eastern pirates were renowned for their clever and strategic battle tactics. One such strategy was to use swift and maneuverable vessels to outmaneuver larger enemy ships. These pirates employed hit-and-run tactics, striking swiftly and disappearing into the vastness of the sea. They utilized their knowledge of the local currents and tides to gain the upper hand, making it difficult for pursuers to navigate through treacherous waters. The Far East's intricate coastlines offered numerous secluded and well-concealed hideouts for the pirates. These hidden coves nestled among rocky cliffs and dense jungles provided ideal shelters and strategic bases of operation. These secret lairs allowed the pirates to remain hidden from prying eyes, making it challenging for authorities to track them down. The pirates could quickly vanish into the labyrinth maze of islands, evading capture. Ancient Far Eastern pirates used various tactics to disguise themselves and blend in with the local population. They often wore clothing similar to that of fishermen or merchants, allowing them to move about undetected. This clever ruse helped the pirates infiltrate coastal towns and gather valuable information without arousing suspicion. Their attire also offered protection from the elements, enabling them to endure long voyages at sea. The relationship between pirates and the local populace was complex. While some communities viewed the pirates as a menace, others saw them as a necessary evil or even allies. Pirates often provided protection to coastal communities against rival factions or oppressive authorities. In return, the pirates received provisions, intelligence, and sometimes even sanctuary in times of need. The ancient Far Eastern pirates were no strangers to clashes with powerful naval forces. These encounters often tested their skill, courage, and resourcefulness. When confronted by naval forces, the pirates utilized their knowledge of the local waters to their advantage. They employed guerrilla tactics, striking swiftly and disappearing before the enemy could mount an effective counterattack. As the sun sets over these ancient waters, we come to the end of our exploration of the Far East pirate history. The tales of the seafaring renegades continue to captivate us, revealing a world where battles were fought, secrets were kept, and legends were born. Join us the next time as we embark on another thrilling voyage across time and through time, uncovering more captivating stories from the realm of ancient piracy. Here on Pirate Stories, salty tales from the golden age of pirates. Until next time, mateys, shiver me timbers.